Hey, what up, everyone? Today, I'm going to talk about the ways in which you can prepare strongly for a recession or a depression. Now, as many of you guys are seeing right now, the markets are in somewhat free fall, to say the least. And it's kind of scary. You open your portfolio, you see that you're several percent down, 5, 6, 7%. And it's scary because we work really hard for our money. And to see a lot of our wealth get evaporated and eviscerated, that is really not a good feeling. But I think there's things that we can do to best play our cards while the market is crashing. So I think it's very important to prepare well when times are going great. And look, I know right now times may not be going as great, but I think now is a better time than ever to kind of really set the strong groundwork, the framework of how we're going to optimize and live our best lives. So that includes trying to find ways to increase our income, have multiple streams of income, look and research different assets that you are excited to embark on. I think we all need to be prepared. We got to take full ownership of our lives. In times like this, when people are selling at a big clip, is the times where you can get big discounts. So I think it's important to kind of just really prepare ourselves and really look for ways that we can optimize our position. Now, the first thing regarding optimizing our position is actually reducing or paying off our debt and reducing our outgoing expenses. Now, if you have a high car payment, $800 a month or something like that, look, I'm not trying to tell other people how to live their lives, but I think reducing that debt or getting it to zero is so important. So many of us take on all this large debt. We have such high expenses that we can't actually save well for the future. And if we can reduce this debt burden, I think it will really help us in the long run. For example, that $800 a month car payment for 5 years, that can turn into millions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions down the road if it's invested right. So reducing this debt is so key because debt, it's a noose around the neck. It's something that it's like trying to run a marathon with a 50-pound vest. Yeah, you can do it, but you're not going to perform as well as someone that has no 50-pound vest that's just running freely. So that's kind of how I look at debt is it doesn't kill you necessarily, but it makes you much slower and it makes it much harder to outperform. And the next thing is like your outgoing expenses. I recommend Rocket Money or some type of every dollar tool where you can track where every single dollar is going, every dollar. Whether you're going to Starbucks frequently or you're going to eating out every day for lunch or you're doing any of that stuff, I think we need to find a way to reduce our outgoing expenses. Because far too often it's easy to just kind of keep up with the status quo, and we end up trying to keep up with the Joneses, and we just end up in debt our entire lives. I know several people that are in their 60s and 50s and 60s and they're deep in debt and they need to retire soon. So just really finding ways to reduce our outgoing expenses is key. And the next thing is the multiple streams. You guys can watch this you can find ways to Uber on the side, work a weekend job, maybe do a podcast like I'm doing now or a YouTube video. And then if someone clicks a link in the description, you get paid, right? And this content's up there forever. So you always will get paid in the future if people like the content. So just really finding different ways to kind of get out of your comfort zone, make more money, and find ways to optimize your current stack. The next thing to look at if you can't earn more money is to avoid the car payments, the high cost mortgages, anything that needs to be put on a payment plan or needs to be financed. I would look at trying to remove that from your life. If you can't, there's a famous quote, I forgot who said it, Jay-Z or whoever, but they said if you can't afford to pay it 3 times cash, you can't afford it. Simple as that. And I like that. I like living by that because I can't pay a car 3 times over. I'm just not going to buy the car, right? I don't want to have most of my net worth be going down in value. Also, like, keep an eye on your subscriptions as always, guys. Flashy things, eating out. I love eating out. That's like my favorite thing to do. So me saying this, it hurts to say it out loud because it's something I love doing. I love going to a nice restaurant in a great atmosphere with nice music and just enjoying the moment. But I think in a recession or depression, we need to say, okay, you know what? As much as I like that, I'm going to take the tough road and say, no, I'm not going to do that. And then also like trying to find ways and focus on things more than just the market. Like it's easy right now as the market's going down to, 81K Bitcoin, 80, 79, 78, 77. Like it's easy to be glued to the screen, but I think it's also good to just live life, right? You paying attention to the screen is not going to make the market go back up. Live your life. Don't get stuck in a doom loop. And then if you do get stuck in a doom loop, you might end up panic selling. So it's important to go outside, touch grass, be with friends, do things that maybe aren't as in the moment, because it is scary seeing, your net worth drop by several clips every minute. It's not a fun thing to do, but I do think it's important to try to zoom out and look at the big picture of where we're ultimately headed. I think it's also like good to try to focus on relationships with people. In a recession, you may need to trade or barter with people. Maybe, one person is growing tomatoes in their backyard and you're growing avocados or onions or something, and you can conduct a barter trade. Anything like that could be beneficial, as well as just staying fit and healthy. Like even if we're in a recession, like if things really hit the fan, you want to make sure you're in shape, you're healthy, you're not, able to climb stairs quickly, you're not able to get to your car quickly. You want to be able to do things in a quick manner. I don't know how bad things can get, but I'll tell you this, there's nothing wrong with being fit and healthy, and this is what can help which would really potentially help optimize your life. And like at the end of the day, guys, we need to take our focus off watching the daily price action and find ways to scale up beyond the typical 9 to 5. Like watching the daily price action, I have fun doing it. It's a fun time. But is it really adding more value to your life? Is it helping increase your earning ability? Sometimes it may, if that's what you do. If you're a streamer who reports on the prices, okay. But if you're just watching it just to watch it like entertainment, it's not doing anything for you other than probably getting you upset and worried and fearful. Guys, I think a recession is kind of healthy over every 10, 15 year periods. Now, it sucks in the moment. It's really painful to go through these recessions because you see your assets go down in value. You look at your portfolio and it's like, wow, I can't believe I lost this much money. But in the end, I think they're good because it's like controlled burns. If you ever see a controlled burn in California, those are good because they can manage it, they can put it out, and then more fires won't be able to go there in the future and spread even further, like we saw this past January, February. So, like, look at this as like a controlled burn, a recession. And it will be painful, it will suck for a bit, but in the long run, I think it will be beneficial to many people. Now, the next thing to look at in a recession is really finding ways to kind of, I guess the word would be frugal, but try to pinch your pennies, Don't be penny wise, pound foolish, but try to find ways. Are you overpaying your car insurance? Are you overpaying for your subscriptions? Are you buying junk on Amazon that you're just doing as a habit, right? Like, cut that junk out of your life now. It is not needed to live a fruitful life. I think food is okay because you need to eat healthy, but buying books and TVs and trinkets and trash, it doesn't add value to your life. And I don't think it's a good thing to just keep into that consumerism, to follow what everyone else is doing. It's important to try to find ways to live on a tight budget in a recession. And if you can cut it out, and if you ask yourself, do you really need this thing? And if you don't, just cut it out. Just cut it out. Don't keep buying the new clothes and the new bikes and the expensive vacations. Try to find ways to cut things out where you can. Overall, guys, I think, recessions can last anywhere between 3 to 6 months, maybe a year even. And it's best to be prepared with a cash position in case we do go through one. But this is where the best opportunities are as well. The best stock prices, the best Bitcoin prices, the best everything. Everything goes on sale in a recession because demand falls off a cliff. And if demand falls off a cliff, you're able to get a good deal on many things. So overall, guys, please let me know what you think about all this. I think there's ways we can prepare, and I think we should prepare. And I'm excited to see what the future holds, even though it may be tough right now. And I would just stay confident, stay your path, keep your dollar cost averaging, and don't try not to catch a falling knife. There's a lot of things in the market that are crashing now, and they may continue crashing further. So nevertheless, please be sure to click one of the links in the description below. These all help support my channel, my podcast, and it's always greatly appreciated. As well as be sure to share this with a friend if you really enjoyed it. It means a lot, spreading the message about what you can do to save yourself and prepare in a recession. Anyways, guys, I will leave you to it. Have a good rest of your day.